Life hack for more risk. What if I told you that the key to unlocking unlimited sustenance doesn't lie in working harder, but in trusting Allah's plan for you? Let me share a powerful lesson that I learned from an unexpected encounter. Imagine a shopkeeper who walks away from his business to pray, yet returns to find his earnings waiting for him. How does that even work? Stick around to hear how this simple act of faith changed everything for him and how it can change your perspective on risk too. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Trusting Allah's provisions. So I remember a time when I watched a video, and in it a brother shared a story from his childhood. And the story made him realize how Allah's promise to provide sustenance truly works. He said that when Allah tells us He will provide for us, it means that Allah will smoothen the way for us to find the means to sustenance. He explained that when you rely on Allah for your needs, He will make those needs accessible, often in ways that you never suspect. And this brother had an unexpected experience at a local market. He, a few years ago, traveled with some close friends, and they went to a remote village where they wanted to learn more about the local culture. And in this small town, they realized, after visiting a bustling market, it was on their first visit, they bought some souvenirs from a stall. And that vendor, seeing that they were tourists, charged them much more than he should have, assuming they could afford it. But when they passed by the same stall later on, they noticed the same items were being sold at much more reasonable prices. This vendor, though trying to make a profit, had clear, peaceful demeanor. He was modestly dressed, gentle, respectful in manner, which made them feel like he was someone who truly had faith in Allah. Well, despite his earlier attempt to overcharge them, they noticed he seemed much more focused on his work and did not show any greed. They thought, this guy is different. This person is different. The following year, they returned to the village. They decided to buy more items from his stall. However, when they arrived, his stall was closed. They asked the neighbor where he had gone, and he told them he's gone to the mosque to pray. He went to the masjid. They asked how long he would be gone, and the neighbor said he'll be back in about 10 minutes. So they wandered around, and when they came back, they found him at his stall, smiling, ready to assist them. So they asked him where he had been, and he told them he was praying at the masjid, at the mosque. So it struck the brother who's telling the story that the brother, there is something truly special there. There were many people in the market, but this man took time out of his workday to pray. And yet, when he returned, his business was still thriving. Everyone else had stayed open, yet his sustenance was sitting, waiting for him, outside of his stall, as if it had already been secured for him. They shared with him a verse from the Quran, your sustenance is in the heavens, Quran 51:22. And he completed the verse, saying, and what you have been promised. Allah's provision comes in unexpected ways. This experience taught the brother that powerful lesson about Allah's provision. It reminded him that no matter where we are or what we are doing, as long as we are prioritize Allah, our needs will always be taken care of. Even if we step away for something as important as prayer, our sustenance will be there for us. This is an important reminder to embrace the blessings of children, of getting married, of giving charity, and taking the responsibility on of those who are weak in society, because these are things we should be striving to do and know inside of us that our needs will always be taken care of. This reminds me of how people are afraid to do these great things in life. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us and encourages us. But many people worry about the financial strain that comes with having a large family or giving in charity. However, Allah tells us in the Quran that we should never harm our children out of fear of poverty. You should know that getting married, having a child, having another child, giving in charity will actually bring more provision, because Allah guarantees sustenance with each child and promises the reward with charity. So the moment that a child is conceived, their sustenance follows them. Even before they're born, that provision flows through the umbilical cord, and after birth, that flow continues, guiding them throughout their life. It's a reminder that all sustenance comes from Allah alone, and that no one else can provide in any way that Allah can. Sustenance is always from Allah. This entire experience and the stories I've shared of others have reminded me that rizq, sustenance, what we receive is always from Allah, and we should have complete trust in His provision. No matter where we are, if we trust Allah and keep Him at the forefront of our lives, our sustenance will always come to us. If you find benefit, subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.